Welcome back to another week of Pantry Challenge. We're still working on sweet potatoes, and today's project is freeze drying some. So a lot of these are starting to sprout, so I'm going to actually save the sprouts and sprout them in my windowsill for this coming year's slips for growing more sweet potatoes. So it's perfect. My sweet potatoes look pretty gnarly. Like, they have a lot of holes in them like this, and so a lot of it actually needs to get peeled off before I can do it. So then I'm going to chop them after I peel them, and then I'm going to boil them quick until I can mash them, and then I will freeze dry them. I'm probably not going to do a whole load of freeze drying because I also want to try freeze drying some bread and butter pickles and some dill pickles. We have a lot of those, and I don't eat them very often, but I wonder if maybe freeze dried it will taste better. So that's what I'm going to work on right now. Last night for dinner we had pork ribs that Nathan had gotten at the store and some twice baked mashed potatoes. Yes, we had them again. And some jalapeno poppers. I had frozen these a while ago, back when the jalapenos were in season. So I made them all up, froze them, and now all I have to do is just pop them in the oven and bake them, and they're delicious. This morning I pulled out some bacon out of the freezer and had eggs and bacon and some bagels. It's kind of like a bagel sandwich thing. I did not have mine as a sandwich. I just ate mine all separate, but it was delicious as well. So I'm going to be working on these potatoes. I have my little buddy helping me. The girls just came in from playing in the mud, so they are getting cleaned up because they are covered in red mud. Do not like trying to get that out of clothes. It's pretty bad. Anyway, Peter is just being a little fussy. It's a little cold, so we're hanging out together a lot today. Just because you can freeze dry something does not mean you should. I freeze dried some dill pickles and bread and butter pickles. The bread and butter pickles are slightly better than the dill pickles, but the dill pickles are awful. I also freeze dried that sweet potato powder or sweet potato puree. Forgot to show the rest of that. I ended up chunking it up into like inch cubes, boiling it in some water, and then beating it with the mixer, and then spreading it out on the trays to freeze dry. And that will turn into a nice powder, and I can reconstitute it for like muffins and stuff like that. So that worked well. But yeah, those pickles are not very great. So I just need to take this down to the house and take care of it. I had lots of high hopes of actually filming every meal, well, at least the dinners that I was cooking, or special things that weren't like leftovers or sandwiches or something. But yeah, that did not happen. Life is very chaotic at meal times. You know, Peter's usually fussy and the other kids are very hungry, and so it's loud, and I don't like filming during those times. Plus, sometimes when I'm making the food, it's just like, quick, get it made and film later. So I will tell you about what I made the rest of the week. So Saturday, I made a Tuscan chicken thing. I forget the actual name of it. Marry Me chicken or something like that. It was a crock pot thing. So I threw in some chicken thighs and some herbs and seasoning, some butter, some chicken broth, some sun-dried tomatoes, maybe a few more ingredients. And let that cook all afternoon, shredded up the chicken, and had it over rice. I thought it was pretty good. I don't know if I would make it again. I don't know if it was that good. It was good. Yeah. Sunday night for dinner, we had some salmon. I had bought this a while ago and just cut it up into smaller pieces and froze part of it and ate some of it then. Our favorite way of having salmon is to grill it and thaw it out and put on top of it. I put some lemon juice, and then I put garlic powder and salt, and then I put lemon slices on top to keep it moist. And it is so good that way. We love it.
Me too.
We had some twice baked potatoes with that. I think they were leftovers. Yeah, they were leftover from the week before. So super delicious. It all got eaten up. There was nothing left that night. Monday night, I made a white chicken chili. This recipe was from Roots and Refuge. Actually, it was from the Farmer's Table because she has a cooking channel now. Anyway, it was really good. I liked it. I don't know if everybody loved it, but I liked it. Had chicken, so this was another crock pot thing, so I could throw in some chicken thighs with seasoning and beans and what else did I put in there? I think I put in some broth. Yeah, I put in some frozen broth that I haven't had in the freezer, and I forget what else I added in there. Anyway, let that cook again all afternoon and shredded up the chicken, and it was so yummy. I did have some cooked chicken in the freezer that I added in to give it a little bit more chicken. So that was yummy. Had, you know, chips and sour cream with it. For dessert that day, we had some birthday cake that was left over from Anna's birthday. Her birthday was right before Peter's birthday, and we did not end up eating all her birthday cake, especially since we all got sick a couple days later. And so we kind of just stuck it in the freezer. And so we've been slowly working on finishing off her birthday cake. Tuesday morning for breakfast, we had oatmeal. Oatmeal's kind of a weekly staple around here. We make it with milk and water and raisins in it, and the oats. And we cook it in the microwave for a couple of minutes until it's done. And then we add some peanut butter in it for extra protein. And then those who like it, add cottage cheese. And again, those who like it, add frozen blueberries. That's one of our favorite ways to have oatmeal. For dinner that night, we had spaghetti. I needed to use up a spaghetti squash that was sitting on my counter that I had grown. And at first I thought it was fine. And then I realized one day that it had a moldy spot on it. So I needed to use it up quick. So I ate the spaghetti squash. Everybody else had regular spaghetti. And I cooked up some sausage and added a jar of our homemade spaghetti sauce into it. And it was quick and easy dinner. We had some green beans on the side with it. And yeah, we roasted them in the oven. I got them a little too crispy, but I like them really crispy. Most of my family does not, but I like them really crispy. And then you put some garlic, you put garlic powder and butter on them when you're cooking them, and some salt. And then when they're all done, you put Parmesan cheese on them. So good. I'm trying to use up some of this pumpkin spice coffee. I do not enjoy it. Nathan kind of does, but it's also very strong. So I'm adding a little bit in every time I make cold brew to make it disappear. Wednesday morning for breakfast, we had a blueberry pancake thing. It was basically pancake batter with blueberries in it, added into a pan, a 13-minute pan, and baked for half an hour or whatever. This was a recipe from Trim Healthy Mama, and it's oats, eggs, cottage cheese, sweetener, baking powder. You blend it all up, and it makes really delicious pancakes, but I didn't feel like standing there flipping all the pancakes. So I just put it in a pan and baked it. Our last day of the week was Thursday, and one of the meals I had that day was leftover pesto. No, I had leftover spaghetti squash with some pesto that I found in the freezer. I thought I had not made any. Well, okay, so I made pesto this summer, but then I couldn't find it one day. So then I was like, did I actually make pesto this summer? I don't remember. Well, then a couple days ago, I found the pesto in the freezer. And so I had pesto on my spaghetti squash with leftover pork rib. We have had a lot of leftovers for dinner this week just because we needed to eat some stuff up, and we were not all eating at the same time, and it just worked better to have leftovers sometimes. We made some sweet potato muffins with some sweet potato that I had pureed and frozen last year, I think. And I found it the other day when I was cleaning out the freezer and decided we needed to use it up. Friends were coming over to help me mulch my garden, and I was like, ooh, this would be a fun snack to offer them for all their hard work. So Anna basically made them because I was taking care of Peter. But these muffins have sweet potatoes, flour, sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, eggs, you know, typical muffin things. And then we added in some chocolate chips, which makes them just so much better, especially if you eat them warm. They were pretty yummy, and all of them got eaten. I probably could have made a double batch of what I made, and they would have all disappeared because they were so yummy. Maybe next time. So that wraps up our week of meals. Maybe this week I will try to do a little better at getting all the meals, or at least all the meals where I am making food, not just sandwiches and things like that. Maybe I'll actually get them filmed as I make them. I don't know. We'll see. I'll try to do them better. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer me, like, cooking and making and talking about the meal as I make them? Or do you prefer me talking about them later? Let me know that in the comments, because I really don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.